I never imagined that the end of my marriage would begin in the quiet comfort of our living room. Not with a fight, not with an affair discovered, but with a single sentence that shattered the illusion I had clung to for years. It was a Thursday night, ordinary by all accounts. We had just finished dinner, and the dishes were still drying by the sink. A crime documentary was playing softly in the background, the kind we usually watch together when the week dragged on and neither of us had the energy to talk. I was half listening, absently scrolling through my phone while Elena, my wife of 6 years, sat curled up in the corner of the couch, blanket wrapped around her legs, screen light flickering across her face. She looked serene, peaceful even. That's what guts me the most now. How peaceful she looked before she tore it all apart. Then she did something that should have been a warning. She locked her phone, turned its screen down on the armrest, and looked at me with that strange, measured expression. The kind you wear when you're about to drop a bomb and you're hoping the fallout won't be too devastating. "Can I ask you something and promise you won't get upset?" she said softly. Chill went through me. Nothing good ever follows that question. Still I nodded. "Okay," I said, my voice cautious. She hesitated, biting her lip like she was debating whether or not to say it out loud. Then she smiled, small, nervous, like she was trying to pitch me on a new vacation spot. "I've just been thinking lately. Maybe we could try something new. Like, explore." Blink. "Explore what?" She shifted uncomfortably, pulling the blanket a little tighter. "Like, bring someone else into the relationship. Just for fun. Nothing emotional. Just experiences." I stared at her, unsure if I heard her right. "A third person." "Yeah," she said almost too casually. "Just once in a while. Nothing serious." I laughed, not because it was funny but because my brain was short-circuiting. "Where's this coming from?" She hesitated again, and that's when I saw the flicker in her eyes. That moment of truth she tried to keep from spilling but couldn't hold back anymore. "There's this guy at my job," she said. "His name's Marcus. We've been talking a lot lately. About life, relationships, that kind of thing. He's really open-minded and we sort of ended up discussing this idea. Hypothetically. Just got me thinking. Maybe we've been stuck in the same routine for too long." There it was. A crack in the dam. "You've been talking about our marriage with a coworker?" I asked, the words dry in my throat. No, not like that. It wasn't like I confided in him behind your back. It was just a conversation. And it made me realize maybe we've been limiting ourselves. I thought, maybe this could be something exciting. For both of us. Exciting. That's the word she used. Like she was suggesting a new restaurant or a different vacation destination. My pulse pounded in my ears. In that moment, every recent change clicked into place like puzzle pieces I'd been too blind to assemble. The sudden wardrobe upgrades. The extra makeup. The late nights at work. The secretive smiles at her phone. I'd noticed it all but told myself not to overthink. I trusted her. "Let me get this straight," I said slowly, barely keeping my voice steady. "You've been getting closer to this guy at work. You've been talking to him about relationships. And now you're suggesting we let him into ours. Our bedroom, like it's no big deal." "It's not cheating," she insisted quickly. "I haven't done anything. Swear. I just thought it could be something we experienced together." Together. That word felt like a joke. She had already been experiencing something just without me. And the worst part. She looked so composed. So sure of herself. Like she'd already imagined it. Like Marcus had already been in our home, between us, sharing what was sacred. She wasn't asking for permission. She was laying the groundwork. I didn't scream. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse her of anything. Just stood up. "Darren, where are you going?" she asked, her voice tinged with confusion, as if she hadn't just detonated a bomb in the middle of our lives. I didn't answer. "Come on, don't just walk away. We can talk about this." But I was already heading down the hall, grabbing my jacket and car keys. Her voice followed me, but I didn't turn back. There were no words left that would fix this. No discussion that would undo what she had already revealed. Not just about her, but about how little she respected what we had. She didn't chase me. She stayed on the couch, probably wondering why I couldn't be more like Marcus. More open-minded, more adventurous. But I wasn't Marcus. I was the man who stood by her when her father died, when her business failed, when she wanted to go back to school and needed someone to carry the bills for a while. I was the one who listened when she cried in the bathroom over her miscarriage, the one no one else knew about. I held her together when she was falling apart. I drove for hours that night. No destination, just miles. I ended up at a cheap roadside hotel. The room smelled of bleach and loneliness, but it gave me something Elena no longer could: peace. I laid on the bed, staring at the cracks in the ceiling, trying to figure out how forever became negotiable. How the woman I loved could reduce our commitment to a fun idea. Here's the thing no one tells you about betrayal. It doesn't always come dressed as an affair. Sometimes it comes in soft voices and calm eyes, in seemingly innocent questions and subtle shifts. Sometimes betrayal doesn't look like someone breaking the rules. Sometimes it's them rewriting the rules altogether, without telling you. And in moments like that, the loudest statement you can make isn't rage. It's silence. It's walking out the door without a word, without a fight, without a goodbye. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is leave.